I'm a Marvel fan.
I never told you I had started. I'm on phase 2. Is it phases, right?
Yeah, they're phases.
Phase 2.
Oh, I'm excited for you.
I think I'm like almost done phase 2.
Jamila's talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She's getting hip, y'all.
I am.
I'm
and
excited.
it's making so much sense as I'm watching. I'm like, oh my god, I know what's going on. I know what you're talking about.
Oh shit.
I'm lost. What's going on?
So he's a huge Marvel fan.
Okay.
Huge Marvel fan. I've seen some here and there, but I'm not a fanatic. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Sometimes they have things in certain movies that relate to other ones. Don't be putting them together. Don't be. Goes right over my head every time.
Yeah.
So he be like, we be watching the trailers and reacting to them, and he always like, oh my god, so you know that was like, and I'll just be like,
she's like, what's going on?
I don't know what the fuck.
But everything he sees is like for a reason.
Yes, like he already be like, yes,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, one day I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna watch all of it, and that's what I've been doing.
That's like start the whole Marvel
from
Iron Man 1,
From
2008.
Iron Man 1.
Yeah, to now.
Let me go. I was probably about to say some dumb shit.
Nah, man.
But it's on Disney. If you have Disney.
Spider-Man. Is he Marvel?
He is Marvel.
Oh, all right, cool. I was gonna say I thought Spider-Man started.
But ain't he Sony though? Like
or the Hulk for real.
All right, guys.
And the Hulk is not on there. Oh, we didn't.
Quick Marvel breakdown. We'll be right back. No. It's all good. So the MCU, Marvel went bankrupt when they did the comics and stuff like that. So they had to distribute their rights to different studio companies. Okay. So they gave Sony Spider-Man, they gave Universal Hulk, they gave Fox the X-Men. Wow. So that's why you have all these like separate Marvel films, but they don't tie into the MCU. Okay. The Iron Man movie was the first movie in the MCU.
Okay.
And because Iron Man was so successful and then they kept growing, then the Avengers was so successful, they started being able to afford to get the rights back from these studios.
Okay, gotcha.
And so that's why people who are like big Marvel fans, like, oh my God, X-Men are coming into the MCU. Okay, Spider-Man can be in the MCU. That's why it's a big deal. Back. Exactly. Gotcha. Well, Sony's being smart. I'm not gonna lie. I hate them, but I love them at the same time because they didn't give the rights back to Spider-Man. They're sharing it. So like, when the movies come out, they're like, okay, the MCU will get the money from the movies, and we'll get the money for the toys.
Got you.
And that's their agreement and stuff like that, because the toys make the real money, for real, especially with
all the merch. What?
The merch makes the big money.
My son ain't seen but one of them, the Miles Morales one, and his whole fucking room is now it's Black Panther. My brother just changed the sheets yesterday, but with Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's alright. Alright.
So they worked that out, but Sony still owns the right to Spider-Man, but every now and then Spider-Man can come into the MCU.
Wow.
So, So yeah.
It's that money talk.
Quick Marvel breakdown.
It just hit me, bro. Yeah. I never even thought about that.
I'm not gonna lie. I do want to react to the Doctor Strange trailer that just came out, but
back to Katrina. We can get to. We can get back to it.
We're talking about Marvel right now.
Okay, go ahead.
We're talking about Marvel right now.
All right, yeah. So a new Doctor Strange coming up.
So this is a movie. So did you guys see the Spider-Man movie that came out recently?
No,
I did not. Not yet.
Wow. Okay. Only reason why I say
he
that.
He does this shit to me every time we do a Marvel. I'm just like, well,
I'm just gonna say, this new Spider-Man film actually is the third highest grossing film in American history. It just passed Avatar, so there's a lot of people that's seen it. Only reason why I brought that up.
Okay,
but anyway,
I don't usually do what the masses are doing, and that's why I'm me. Like,
for real,
I'm me.
Let's just let you know we out the loop.
Out the loop, and intentionally.
Yeah. It's okay. Y'all gonna get brought back in. It's okay. Come back. Come party with us for a little bit.
I'll probably see it next month.
Yeah. So this is a movie that's taking place directly after the Spider-Man film. So if you guys are new here, we're reacting to the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer. I'm a big Marvel fan. These two are not. So just, pardon their reaction. This is going to be genuine reaction.
Pardon.
Yeah, because they don't know. Because I'm trying to tell you, when people click on this and they just expect everybody to just know, like, oh shit, like this. You know what I mean? And y'all not going to do that. So I'm just prepping it. That's all.
Genuine reactions.
Genuine reactions. That's it. All right. Oh, man.
Look at you. That motherfucker showed his eyes. God damn.
Yo, the symbolism in the eyes right here, man.
I was like, what do I not know?
Every night, I dream the same dream. And then the begins.
All right, so Doctor Strange, right?
Okay.
Hit me, bro.
He's the Sorcerer Supreme, so he's in charge of like all the magic shit in the MCU, and he's been doing a lot of fuck shit recently in MCU. So like, if you guys saw the Avengers movie Endgame, he pretty much went in the future 14 million times to figure out what would be the way that they can beat Thanos. So he kind of cheated the system.
Okay.
All right, and he also cheated the system again in the Spider-Man film. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but he's been just playing around with reality too much, and when you mess around with reality too much, it just breaks.
Okay.
So that's what's happening in this film right now.
I did what I had to do.
I'm into it now.
Control everything strange.
And Doctor Strange is just as arrogant as Iron Man. Like, he feels like he's that nigga. So.
But Iron Man really is that nigga. I always felt like he was that nigga. It wasn't just me.
Nah, he is that. He was that.
Okay.
And he feels the same way. So.
But he can go into the future, bro.
I mean.
What more can you ask for?
Right.
Yeah.
We have the whole formula for that nigga.
Right.
I don't know who or what will walk through it. Wanda,
Oh, shit.
what do you know about the multiverse?
Viz had his theories. He believed it was dangerous.
The reason why Wanda's important because Disney Plus has Disney Plus TV shows, and WandaVision was the first one on that platform. Wanda is considered to be one of the most powerful people in the MCU. She has this crazy. She's a Scarlet Witch, so she just has crazy like Nexus powers or whatever. So.
He was right. I'm sorry, Stephen. Your desecration of reality.
Oh man! All right, so these robots right here, yo.
What's up with them?
So these robots are Ultron sentries. So in this trailer, people are theorizing is it either Ultron from the second Avengers film that's coming back, or if it's the superior Iron Man. So there's different realities. There's different versions of each character. So there's a version of Iron Man who actually not only thought he was that guy, but actually was that guy. He created everything that he created was a success. And so he created the suit of armor over the world, which he always wanted. His Ultron program worked. So you see these Ultron sentries walking Strange to this judgment, to like he's going to court.
We should tell him the truth.
Yo, I just noticed this for the first time. The caption says mysterious voice. That's motherfucking Charles Xavier, Professor X. Yes.
Professor X.
Look, he said I knew something.
Yeah,
I know something.
So he's from the X-Men, from the Fox universe, and this is the first time that we've seen a Fox character in the MCU. Wow. So that's why this was such a big deal, and a lot of people just like. I mean, normally when Marvel does stuff like this, like if you're gonna drop something this big in a trailer, what else is in this movie? Like who else are we gonna actually see? Okay. So we might see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. We might see Deadpool. We might see the Fantastic Four. There's so many.
Oh, not all of them Marvel.
All of them are Marvel, and so but they weren't owned by the MCU. They were owned by Fox, so they could never come in. But so now they can.
Just X-Men. They was never integrated with any of the other ones.
They weren't integrated with the MCU. They never correlated because Marvel sold the rights to them. But now they're back. So.
Things just got out of hand.
All right. Hey yo, rewind. All right.
Things just got out of hand.
All right, so this character right here that's about to come and fight Wanda, people are trying to speculate who this is. It's either going to be Kang the Conqueror, Monica Rambeau, the Superior Iron Man, or it could be somebody else. But like this character. It's gonna be very important. It's exciting. It's gonna be exciting to see who this person actually is. But yeah.
I become the enemy. It doesn't seem fair.
All right, so this is Zombie Strange right here. So it's another like alternate version of him. They have zombies in the MCU. So like if you've seen the What If show on Disney Plus, it introduced all the zombie versions of the characters and all like the darker versions, which also introduced people like Blade and some of these other darker characters into the MCU. Blade is in Marvel. Fun fact: the Blade movie that we all knew was always Marvel, and the only reason the Blade trilogy actually paid for the MCU to get started.
Wow.
So, like, if it wasn't for Blade's success, we wouldn't have Iron Man.
Wow.
So
and Blade was my shit too.
Yeah, Blade is that nigga, man. So
yeah, all of them.
So Mahershala Ali is actually gonna be playing the new version of Blade.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
That's alright.
Yeah. So
who is the octopus?
That's Doctor Strange, and basically what he's doing in this, he's like consuming like all these like dark creatures and stuff like that to become more powerful, as he did in the What If series on Disney Plus.
How do everybody be having? How do you have a zombie version of yourself? Is it because they going?
We just gotta watch it. We gotta watch it.
See that you must know something because you talk. You just gotta watch. You must.
No, I'm just saying like. I've been watching, so now I understand why I just have to watch.
Everything is connected, basically. Like you're gonna see some of these films. Like there's not just throwaway lines or throwaway characters. Like everything is like kind of like
in place for a reason.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I will be there May 5th, the day before.
I'm about to say, ain't that isn't that when Broccoli City is?
Yep, but I'm gonna be there the day before.
Oh, you keep saying.
I'll be there the day before. I don't play no games.
You got a whole eventful May, don't you?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a great week. Oh, a great weekend. A great one.
If I go see that, like, should I catch up first or should I go see this? I should.
Well,
you do not have to, because I have missed so much shit and loved every single Marvel movie I've ever seen.
Okay, gotcha.
I will say this: Marvel does a very, very good job with pleasing everybody. So people who are not the Marvel fanatics like me, and just the people who are the casual moviegoers as well.
Okay.
But this movie in particular, because it's Multiverse of Madness, it's going to be a lot of nostalgia. There's going to be a lot of takeaways from previous films.
Okay.
And I'm anticipating that. You know what I mean? I obviously haven't seen the film, but what they're teasing is like, if you know some shit, you're gonna flip out about some shit over here. Yeah, you're gonna appreciate it. Exactly. So I cannot wait to see this film. I'm super excited for it. Just coming off of the Spider-Man film, which was phenomenal. I think they're just gonna lead right up to it, and I'm excited for this new phase of Marvel. So
I have not seen a Marvel trailer I didn't like.
They just go with it for real.
And you know what else is so remarkable? Is the economic story behind it. It's like they was fucked up.
They was really fucked up. Yeah, they had nobody believed in superhero films. Like superhero films were not successful. I enjoyed
them thoroughly though.
Yeah, that's but you gotta think before. Like you thought about Spider-Man first. Like Spider-Man was the first, like the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was like the really first superhero movie that really was successful box office. You know what I mean? People just like, oh, I'm gonna go see this, and then that was like 2002, I believe, was when that came out. Prior to 2002, like we didn't have the technology to do like a lot of the things that these characters could do. You know what I mean?
Say probably Batman. Yeah, the only one like jump that was really steady as far as
but Batman couldn't even do too much anyway. He just had cars and cool toys and shit like that.
Money. He went hard, but he wasn't really had no superpowers.
Right.
Well, I don't know, man. If you could fly a jet, that's a super. He was just a little superhuman, a little bit. Yeah.
The more realistic they make it, the more authentic they make it, the better it is. Exactly. And Batman was one of those characters that they can easily, make it relatable and stuff like that. So. Yeah. The Dark Knight to me is still one of the greatest superhero films of all time.
It's definitely a great collection of movies, the Batman Jones. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're right. I never thought about that before Spider-Man, who was really doing super.
Doing this jump, yeah. I mean, Spider-Man really kicked it off. Then Blade, and then here we are. Yeah, and then the Batman movie's coming out too. I'm gonna check that out too. Why not?
They got another one coming out.
They got another one. I'm a Marvel fan. DC is a whole nother thing. Like when DC does their movies, it kind of loses me, but I still support them.
Okay.
I'll end up there that weekend, not the first day.